New CDC data shows life expectancy in 2024 hit its highest level in American history, reaching an average of 79 years old. The reasons are complex, as always, but our longevity's been extended at least partially because fewer people are now dying of drug overdoses. Today, President Trump announced an effort to do more, even more, to fight against drug and alcohol addiction, and something called the White House Great American Recovery Initiative. Trump plans to coordinate a national response to the disease of addiction by putting an emphasis on celebrating recovery, focusing on early intervention and directing grants to programs that focus on addiction. He made clear the issue is deeply personal.
Many of those with me today have personally known the heartache of a loved one taken by drug or alcohol addiction. I do. Just like millions of American families, every year we lose an estimated 300,000 people to drug and alcohol abuse.
Here to discuss is Jaffe, nationally recognized expert on addiction and author of the book Unhooked. So, first of all, what do you make of this? Listen, anytime you have the President of the United States saying, let's focus on early treatment and on recovery, that's good, right?
Yeah, and actually it's a doubly good new announcement from Trump, because actually just about a week and a half ago, we thought we were going to get a $2 billion cut in federal funding. So essentially what Trump just did is remove that cut that he already reversed last week and then say we're going to double down and do even more. And as you pointed out, this has an impact on life expectancy and on so many aspects of our daily life.
Yeah, overdose deaths began dropping in not just the United States, but in Canada as well in 2023. A new paper out this month in the journal Science says that drop in overdose deaths is also correlative, or am I using that word right, to a drop in the amount of fentanyl on the streets, that overdose deaths were falling at the same time that the purity of fentanyl began falling too. Could that be the reason?
Part of the reason, I'm sure, supply has to be part of the reason. But another one, and we see this happening over and over when we really put an emphasis on a specific drug problem that we have. It was the crack in the 80s and the 90s, methamphetamine in the early 2000s. And when opiates started 4Xing and 5Xing overdose deaths, which is something we had never seen before, this country went into action. And I think that action alone helped to some extent as well.
China did begin to crack down, though, on shipping the precursor chemicals that are used to make fentanyl in Mexico and then be mixed into all sorts of drugs here in the United States. How much might that have played a role?
Look, anytime you can interrupt the drug supply, two things happen. Less drugs are available on the street and the price goes up. And so the moment the price goes up, less and less people can actually end up affording it. The problem with fentanyl is that you require such a small amount for a heroin or opiate naive person. Somebody who doesn't use opiates regularly can die from a relatively small quantity.
I guess the concern is, you know, if the overdose deaths are dropping, at least in part because the fentanyl quantity and purity is dropping, what if it goes back up? Like, what if China starts flooding precursors to the cartels in Mexico and we start seeing a rise in that fentanyl in the streets again?
Certainly. Look, I will tell you, this is anecdotal. This is not research that I'm about to tell you, but I have 2 teenage kids, and I'll tell you that in conversations with them, they've told me that among their friends, using pills off the street or illegal drugs of that nature, pills, powders, has become a big no-no because they essentially recognize that you could be taking something you didn't mean to and die. And most of them have been exposed to somebody for whom that happened.
So this drop in overdose deaths and perhaps this drought in fentanyl gives us an opportunity to help those who are struggling with addiction, perhaps, before the deadliest forms of the drugs are back on the streets.
Huge opportunity. And I do want to focus on something that Trump said. He talked about reducing demand and reducing supply. Those are all important. But the thing is that, to my mind, to reduce demand, there is something we have to do about the mental health crisis, I can say, in this country. And that's something we really have to double down on. And I truly, truly hope now it's time to see where the rubber meets the road and what we're actually going to do in order to focus on the addictive potential of drugs and behaviors in this country.
We absolutely have to focus on the demand. It sounds like that's what the president was promising to address in his big announcement late this afternoon, early this evening. Let's hope he sticks with it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Great to talk to you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.